Sorry for the delay, guys. We had many SQL queries to run.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like once things open up, I can't wait to meet like my colleagues and then my friends' co-ops. I would love to check it out. Drop by. Some professors. I know I do want to meet some professors in person and probably grab like a coffee with them at the school campus or the school bar, but gotta wait for these restrictions. Like realistically, if I could, I'd love to meet all of y'all, especially if you guys go to ISSessions. I'll probably see you guys there mostly.
Yeah, it's too bad. This event was actually planned to take place in person, and we were a couple of weeks away from confirming that it was, but this was back in December, and then Omicron, Omicron
And then
came.
Omicron.
We were so close, we were down to a few hundred cases in like November. We had all the plans set up. Ugh.
This
Very
event
familiar
sometimes.
tale to the original CTF from last year. The same thing was
Yeah.
gonna happen, right? Actually, I bought the tickets. It was gonna happen on like 4 days, and COVID happened.
Yeah, this used to happen in person before COVID.
Yeah, and I mean, hopefully next year, like assuming stuff keeps going the way it is, hopefully next year we'll be in person again.
For the third time now, hopefully.
Yeah, third time's the charm.
Keep practicing. Keep practicing, Rudy. Don't stop here. Definitely find a great team, find some teammates, find some classmates. Where would it be at Sheridan? Would it be in the commons or would it be in the J building?
It depends. 2 years ago, it was going to take place at Trend Micro's office downtown, actually. This year, it was planned to take place. This year, it was planned to take place at Sheridan.
Yeah.
Yeah, remote is definitely good too. Yeah, I mean, either way, even if it's ever in person, like people will still be allowed to compete remotely.
Do it online.
Yeah, if they want to do that, that's all good.
I'm sure when you do it in person, it's still going to be on CTFD and everything. So like all that.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, it'll still be
definitely.
It'll just be like the environment, like you'll be able to walk around and like meet people.
Yeah, you can meet with the sponsors.
Yeah.
All the amazing sponsors.
Yeah. I wanted the pina colada station, man. I was really looking forward to
it. Yeah,
and
me
the
too.
The food trucks too would have been nice. But,
well, that would have been perfect if we did it at Trent. Could have taken their free alcohol.
That's right.
Swag. The swag would have been dope from the sponsors too. Get some stickers as well. I'm sure we probably had that. Stickers, pins, pens. I know I have one from like 2017 and 2018. I still have some of the merch from then.
Oh wow.
I mean,
I know.
There's good and bads for like online and in person. I mean, if it was online, if it wasn't online, then all our Canada-wide wouldn't have happened, right? So
right.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, there's benefits and negatives to both. Yeah. It's all good either way. All that matters is that everybody had fun.
Right. Yeah. Was there a lot of raging? There probably was a lot of raging.
The real CTF was the friends we made along the way.
The real CTF was trying to solve 5 bananas.
Cool. So thank you everybody for participating in the ISSessions CTF 2022. We hope everybody had a blast. And so welcome to our closing ceremonies. We will be going through some of the some pretty interesting statistics that people might be interested in. Leading off the closing ceremonies will be Christian. So go for it, Christian.
Awesome. Thank you for the takeaway, Nash. So I guess before we start, I think it's important that we give a special shout out to all of our sponsors who made this possible. So that would be, starting off with our presenting partner, Layers Consulting. Then we got Deloitte, Mandiant, KPMG. I'm going to scroll out. Trend Micro. I got to scroll all the way down so we can read all of our list. Bell, Sin Development, and I believe that would be all 7 of them that I mentioned. But yeah, so thank you to all of them who made all this possible, and let's get started. So with the very first 3 that we got is we're going to take a look at the very first 3 challenges that were solved. So in other words, just so people know, this is referring to First Blood. In other words, the first solves. So as you can imagine, 2 of them, unsurprisingly, were ones that were in the welcome category. But we actually did have one on cryptography, which was the Caesar shop one. But that was also another really fast solve. Which, by the way, I should also mention, if you guys react in general, speak in general, since I know that we got our mic settings disabled on here, we'll certainly be commenting off of what we see as well. Oops, that was the wrong button. So, and then let's look at the last three first bloods that we have. And so we had 12 Treasure Island, which was solved by aluminum ingots. Then that went on to Monkey No See, Monkey No Do by Please I Want Apple Pencil. And then finally, Puzzle Maze was the final, well, Puzzle Maze 2 specifically, was the final last first blood that we had. So, and now here's probably one of the statistics that we were most looking forward to, and these are the amount of solves based on each question. It's also worth noting that any questions that were not solved would not be featured on this graph as well. So, unsurprisingly, Find Me If You Can and Grep were the most were tied for equally most solved welcome categories, and then slowly went down to KPMG, Rocks and More, and Base XX. String Me Along at 35, Johnny the Monkey at 30, Gidra at 27, Docker Inspection at 25, and then a bit of a massive drop-off was 5 Banana. It's only 4. It's only a difference of 4, but that's a pretty big drop-off, I'd say, for this category. Following that, we have Cryptography, where its Caesar shop was by far the most solved question with 37 solves, almost double that of the next one, which was Ciphers at 22. Keylogger, Scratch and Glyph shortly coming after. Moderator Monkey, even though the graph shows that it's pretty close, it actually dropped off massively from 17 to 6, which is a difference of 11. And we did have 2 unicorn challenges, which means our individual challenges, which was Cave Paintings and Really Strange Edition. Do any of the other execs wanna pitch in as well, or should I continue going?
You're killing it, Christian.
I
Keep
think
going.
I think you're killing it.
Okay, perfect.
Can you
All right.
Todd and Asper, can you guys see my stream now? Because I know we're at full with Christian, so if it is full and you guys aren't able to see it, you guys can just watch my stream.
Yep, we're good now.
Dope.
Awesome. Okay, so next we have our pwn category. For others, just so people know, this sometimes is also referred to as the binary exploitation category, but this one's a little bit more open, where we're also taking advantage of misconfigurations in software as well. So by far the most solved pwn challenge was Getting Privs, almost double that of Banana Shop. And then from there, we pretty much had 4 of them grouped around the same area, which was Banana Shop, Escape Room, Vi, and Pwn the ABTM. Following that, we have Causing Discord and Banana Overflow back to back with 7 and 6, UID at 4, and we had 2 more unique solves with God Go Fast Calculator and Banana Overflow 2. So that means that we've only got 1 more unicorn challenge to cover. And then probably I think one of our biggest categories that we've got was web. Hunt was by far the most solved category with 34 solves, and then it dropped off to 26 with Big Biscuit, and it just kind of steadily declined all the way over there until we had our final unicorn, which was Monkey No See, Monkey No Do. Moving on to our smallest category was networking. So the first 3 were by far pretty close in how often they were solved, especially Careless Transfer at 37, 33, and 32 respectively. Wave and Flag having a massive drop-off at 13, and Slow and Steady all the way down to just 2 solves. Then with our forensics challenges, we had KPMG Hassider and KPMG Never Ever back-to-back with 16 and 15 respectively. Moving down to Carving Corpora 10, which, by the way, speaking of this challenge, because of the fact that we use the same Docker image, one of the most often tickets that we got was people submitting Docker inspections flag for Carving Corpora, and then just for them to find out that, no, you actually solved a different challenge. Following that, we had Monkey Game at 4, Mandiant Leak Sensitive Info, and The Great Escape tied for 3. I actually didn't even know that someone solved The Great Escape at the last second there. And then we had 2, which was Mandiant Password Theme and Mandiant Be Careful What You Click On. Moving on to programming, we had, which I think was actually one of our lesser solved categories, but I'll have to double check on our statistics for that. I believe we could see them up on Kyle's stream earlier, but nevertheless, 17 for Keylogger Report, 13 for Monkey Math, 12 for Monkey Math 2, which is smallest at 10, tied also with Pest Patrol, which is also at 10, which is missing at 9, Pirate Attack 7, and Zippy at 6. Overall, I think this is actually probably the most balanced category that we had from the very easiest challenge to the least solved challenge. It was probably the most like steadiest, like kind of like, I don't know what the right word is, but kind of like the rate that it was going at. It's probably the most steadiest category that we have. Granted, it is also one of the ones with the least amount of solves, at least when it came to the very first question. Curious if anyone attempted Zippy. Yeah, Payne. Yeah, there was only around 6 solves, which I think were most of it were in the top teams. So, moving on to a very related field next to programming is reversing. Starting off with the most solved reversing question, KPMG at 19, then In Plain Sight at 18. Those two were most solved pretty close together, and then dropped off to Simple Math, Banana Register, both at 12. Grocery Store Robbery and Mandiant Light the Beacons tied at 10. Crazy Obfuscation and Puzzle Maze 1 tied at 7 each. Lockpicking was at 3, and Puzzle Maze 2 was stuck at 2. Threat Scenario Investigation Solves started off at Fishing for Monkeys at 15, Across the Silicon Sea 11, More Like Malware Island at 9, 7 for both Probing Island Defenses 3 and Monkey Dumplings, Harambe and No Dry Socks on My Ship at 6 each, 5 for Arg Snaffenland for Buried Treasure, and as well with Beginning of the End, and then a 3-way tie between Treasure Island, Probing Island Defenses 2, and 1 for the least solves. But, of course, Nefarious Task took the prize of being unsolved in this category. So, we also have our most nocturnal teams. So in other words, the teams that were between 9 p.m. and 10 a.m. Eastern Standard for the time that we were asleep. These were the most submissions that we received from each of these teams. So, Winrar Gang at 45, Cappuccino at 52, Ice Tea Company at 62, Aluminum Ingots at 81, and Shadow Bite at 110. One of the most interesting things that we've had with the CTFs is just the number of schools that we've had present to this one. Before, pretty much, I think actually our last CTF, for example, was entirely in Ontario. This time we've had schools everywhere from the most eastern parts to the most western parts of Canada. So especially I want to give a shout out to all of our friends at New Brunswick, Quebec, British Columbia, and Alberta for joining us on this CTF. It's been lovely having you guys, and we hope to see you next year as well. But needless to say, starting off from our 4-way tie with individual schools, we have OCAD, Ontario Tech, Queens, and before you wonder if Outlook is a school, it is not a school. That is meant to be a York student. With our second place team, or well, our second least present school was a tie between University of New Brunswick and Poly Montreal. Then we had 3 from Carleton, a 3-way tie for 4 attendees between Simon Fraser University and Southern Alberta Institute of Technology and University of Victoria. Following that, we had 6 representatives from University of Calgary and Mohawk College. Then, with 8 at UQAM, which I believe was University of Quebec at Montreal, 12 from Fleming College, 14 from Waterloo, as you can tell from the amount of Waterloo gangs we got in the chat, and 19 from Seneca, being our most non-Sheridan attendees, and of course, Sheridan itself at 89 attendees. So the top 10 solved challenges that we had was Find Me If You Can with 38, also tied with Grep for 38, Careless Transfer and Caesar Shop at both 37, KPMG Rock Some More at 36 as well, String Me Along at 35, Hunt at 34, Not Hiding 33, and Monkey Communication at 32. And the bottom 10 challenges that we had solved was starting off with Lockpicking at only 3 solves, Mandiant Password Thief at 2, Slow and Steady at 2, Mandiant Be Careful What You Click On at 2, Puzzle Maze at 2, And then the 5 unique challenges: cave paintings, monkey no see, monkey no do, banana overflow 2, really strange addition, and go fast calculator, all tied for unicorn challenges, which we will be discussing the people who did get those unicorn solves as well. So, unsurprisingly, for our first place with our most incorrect submissions, is starting off with our least incorrect of the incorrect, I guess that would be the best way to bring it up, was More Like Malware Island with 114 incorrect submissions. Key longer at 131. Probing Island Defense is 1 at 133. Beginning of the End at a 141. Across the Silicon Sea at 157. KPMG Rock Some More at 161. Fishing for Monkeys at 164. Hunt at 176. String Me Along at 201. And to nobody's surprise, 5 Banana at more than double the correct submissions of the second most incorrect one at an outstanding 426 fails. I think we might have mentioned this earlier, but we did have the last 3 First Bloods as well, which is Treasure Island by Aluminum Ingots, Monkey No See, Monkey No Do, Please I Want Apple Pencil, and Puzzle Maze 2 by Please I Want Apple Pencil. So, as we mentioned earlier, it's time to give credit to the teams, well, the 2 teams that got the individual solves for each one of these respective challenges. Got to Go Fast Calculator, Really Strange Addition, Monkey No See, Monkey No Do, and Banana Overflow 2 were all unicorn solves by Please I Want Apple Pencil. However, we do have one team that did get a unicorn solve that Please I Want Pencil did not get, which was Cave Paintings by Aluminum Ingots. So, as we mentioned earlier, there are a couple of challenges with no solves, and that was Crypto 17 and a Nefarious Task. However, I should mention with the Nefarious Task is that Bite Human did solve it 1 minute after the challenges ended. So technically, not an official solve, but I figured I would put it out there. If you actually check on the crypto, you could see where he posted like the task. He found it right at the last minute. And what we got here is just a funny flag, kind of like word bubble of the least or of some of the ones that we got, which were funny. One of the things I will mention is that we had a 71 submissions or variation of submissions of It Says Gullible on the Ceiling from the Monkey Challenge or from the Monkey Sea Challenge. Other than that, some other ones that were notable was Never Going to Give You Up, This CTF is Fun, 5 Banana, and the other variations of people trying to actually type 5 Banana, which was the majority of what I would say 5 Bananas incorrect submissions were, and a lot more than that. So let's get to it. The reason why most people are probably here, and that's to announce our top 10 teams. Can I have someone just kind of do like a drum roll from one of the execs to properly introduce the top 10 participants? All right, I'm going to throw Pablo and Jem under the mic. I'm going to have you guys do it. Okay, thank you, Nash. Thank you.
That was pretty good. Wow.
All right. So let's get to it. So starting with 10th place was by Trojan from the Southern Alberta Institute of Technology, who got 2,556 points. The 4 members on this team was Ethan Aitchison, Bash, Devin, and Jack Q.C. Our 9th place team is by the Penetrators, which was Minotaurs, Minotaurs, Delhi, and Hadcorp at Fleming College. And something that I will make note of is this is one of the 2 teams in the top 10 that did not have 4 members on their team. So moving on to our 8th place is Canula at the University of Waterloo with 3,174 points. The 4 members on this team were Canula OO, Daniela SQ, Tony LIZJ, and Canula. After that is 7th place by Team Cappuccino, which is IFS, in other words, Sheridan or Seneca College. So in case if you guys want to check that out, less than a 20-point difference between these 2 teams. And the 4 players on these teams is Uzman Ahmad, Adam Play Too Much, SW-Go, and Code Exec. Sixth place is by the cast at Sheridan College, who achieved 4,014 points. And the 4 people on these teams were Shure, Phaedra, Kevin Harnato, and Hussam. And now, making our way to the top 5, we're starting off with Shadow Bite, which was actually a mixed team, and I think our first mixed team that we've covered so far, which achieved 4,209 points, 3 of the participants being from Sheridan College, which are Smarth, Kaya, Shrek, and Delta from the University of Waterloo. And our honorable mention of this tournament is 4th place by Aluminum Ingots, which made it to 4th place with only 2 members on their team. They achieved a whopping 4,858 points, which, so you guys know, that averages out to about, I think, 2,425 points each, is SS Strawhelm from Carleton University and Ardez from Fleming College. And, I'm going to emphasize these 2 even more because not only are they just a 2-man team, but they're both second years as well. So that it was already impressive as it was, but both second years as well, amazing work. So before we begin by doing our third, I'm going to have to ask everyone to give it another drum roll. Thank you very much. So starting off with 3rd place is Pencil Testers from the University of Victoria, who achieved 5,169 points. The 4 members on this team were Max Thompson, Malcolm Said, Kyle Stang, and the Alien Chef. And 2nd place belongs to Waterlone, which achieved 5,752 points, and these were Kilimanjaro, Liba Z, Enop, and RM, all from the University of Waterloo. And I'm sure as many people know, our 1st place belongs to the one and only Please I Want an Apple Pencil, also from the University of Waterloo. The 4 members on this team were Ething, Lao Shou J, Fico, and Frog, who achieved an outstanding 6,752 points. And I'm pretty sure that all the members on this team are actually 1st years as well, so outstanding work to you guys. Something that I also want to mention is out of the 85 challenges we had, they solved 82 of them. So that is, we were honestly rooting for them to get all 85 at the end, but hey, good job, guys. So as much as this is a team competition, we'd also like to give a special shout out to the top 10 participants as well. Starting off at 10th place is Malcolm Said, who got 1,800 points. Null P, who got essentially 1,900 points. Kilimanjaro, who got 1,900 and a half. Lao Shoj, who was just short of 2,000 points. Shrek, who got 2,100. Hadcorp, who got 2,335. Adam Play Too Much with 2,400. Sure with 2,500. SS Strawhelm, who got 3,500. And Athing, who got 4,363 points. So, before we do anything, is we would like to ask you to join our main club. One of the executives drop the Discord link? So this is just our CTF server. This is just what we're doing to host, and this is actually the very first CTF server that we've ever made, and we plan on probably keeping this one for future CTFs, but that will be decided. So Connor dropped the Discord link over in general. So absolutely, please join us. We have guest speakers every 2 weeks, which are almost always industry professionals. If you're a student and you want to be a guest speaker as well, you're absolutely more than welcome to do it as well. And it's just always a good time there, and we hope that you learn as well. And this is our gift to you for coming to our competition as well. So I'm also going to drop a link here. So the link that I just dropped is our CTF feedback form. We would greatly appreciate your feedback. I know many people already expressed their interest of coming back for next year, but if you fill out this form It'll allow us to make it 10 times better for you for next year. We want to know what you liked, what you disliked, what you found supportive, what you didn't find supportive, what you would change, and so on and so forth. So, as much fun as it was, all good things must come to an end. And we just want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for participating in ISSessions CTF 2022. I'm going to let my executives and fellow coworkers say any final remarks that they want, any comments, so on and so forth.
Thank you, Christian. Awesome job. Before I just say a few words, I just wanted to relieve some of your curiosity. We had about 400 and something submissions for 5 bananas. And on the slide, this was actually the solution. So there you go. The other thing I wanted to provide for the Sheridan students was a link to the CCR. So we will be giving CCR credit for participating. And I'm thinking that I'll announce how many hours we'll actually be giving out at a later time. But if you are a Sheridan student, please do take an opportunity to complete the form. That said, I also wanted to let folks know that if you are a Sheridan student, what we will be doing is, so every year we um, change over execs, and that change happens in May. And what we're going to be starting doing is the application process for the new execs. So part of being an exec for ISSessions is not only building the CTF that you have participated in today, but also taking part in the biweekly sessions that we have for you guys. ISSessions is completely run by students, and it's an amazing experience to really get your feet wet with what it is to be involved in working in information security. We build not only the CTF and the challenges, but we put together biweekly talks that are generally delivered by our students, and we also recruit industry professionals, as Christian mentioned before. So it really is a good opportunity to network, to get to know different people in the industry, to get familiar with, different aspects of information security. So essentially, my pitch to you is if you are interested in becoming a executive for ISSessions, we will be posting the applications on Monday, and we look forward to seeing your resumes and interviewing you. So what we're going to be doing is doing a rolling interview process. For the submission for the submission for the CCR, it's 5 bananas. So there you go. I'll put it in. 5 bananas. Let me double check actually, just to make sure I'm not making stuff up. There you go. So yeah, my first one was wrong. It has an S at the end. Cool. So yeah, with that, that concludes our event today. For the prizes, first, second, third place winners, we are going to be reaching out to you for you to claim your prize. For the first, second, and third place winners, as you should already know, prize allocations are only for currently enrolled students. So we will have to have a way of validating that. So we'll provide some instructions on how you'd be able to, or what you can present to us in order to validate your prize or claim your prize, essentially. Yeah, and with that, feel free to open your mics. I know it's been a long, stressful, probably 2 days for you guys. But if you have any questions for the exec team, or or want to say something, just feel free to unmute and feel free to ask. Oh, push to talk is still on.
I just disabled it. It should be good now.
Thank you.
Do they have talk privilege? I think they might be like forced.
Yeah, rejoin to talk.
Oh, okay. See.
quick thank you on behalf of all the sponsors, guys. This was such a fantastic event. I think I speak for all of us when I say that this is an amazing opportunity to engage with the students and, you know, to support regional infosec. So thank you so much for putting this on. It means a lot, and I think everybody at all of the schools who's participated is lucky to have ISSessions. So hopefully everybody continues to stay involved with the community and support it in the future.
Thanks, Todd, and thank you and the KPMG team for all the help and all the sponsors. To be honest, everyone was fantastic to work with. Quality of the challenges were amazing, and we couldn't, as I said before in my opening remarks, we really couldn't thank you enough for everything that you've done for us and the support you provided believing in what we do. So
Yeah, thank you so
thanks.
much.
Yeah.
I just want to put it out there, though. I think that if you're a Sheridan student, you should really think about trying out for the exec team next year. Like I know I was very, very reluctant to sign up, and it's actually been like very rewarding experiences last year. So like if you're just on the fence about it, not really wanting to do it, I think you should just give it a try and just come out and apply.
Yeah. Kyle, funny story. Kyle actually didn't want to be an executive, and he ended up doing a lot of the, as I said, the infrastructure stuff. And I'm really happy that we actually convinced him to take the leap forward and give it a shot.
Yeah, something I will say is that with the way our team is structured, if you're only interested in working on the CTF and you're not actually interested in, helping to organize the weekly meetings, that's totally okay. Our teams are very separate. Like this year, me, Min, and Kyle have been primarily working on the CTF since we started this back in April, like last April. It's been a very long time, and it is a lot of work. We have spent hundreds of hours each just working on this event, but it is the best possible thing you can do for your career right now as a student. It's such a rewarding experience. It looks very good on a resume, and especially I mean with something like this where you're talking with sponsors from industry. Like for me, for example, when I went into interviews for co-op this summer, and half of the places that I interviewed with, like I was getting interviewed by the person I'd been communicating with for sponsorship. It's an amazing experience, and it's very, very valuable. If you go to Sheridan, you should absolutely be applying to participate in this event. And if you have any questions about, technical responsibilities, or like, even if, you don't feel qualified, believe me, you you are much more qualified than you think. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need to be super experienced with CTFs. This is just how people learn. Like we're all third years. We were second years when we when we started building this event. Like
Exactly.
you learn as you go. Like I had participated in like 2 CTFs before joining this team. I mean, Min had participated in a few more. Kyle had participated in a few more. You don't have to know a lot. You just have to be passionate and you have to be interested. And we really want to hear from you. So please, feel free. You can DM me at literally any time, or you can DM Kyle or
Yeah,
Nash or
sure.
Min, any of us. We're
I
always
just wanted to
open.
add on one thing to what Connor was saying about how it looks good on a resume. Like what I've noticed in applying and interviewing as well is it doesn't just look good on the resume. When you're actually in the interview, it gives you things to talk about. Like when they ask if you have experience working in teams and stuff like that, like it gives you great examples because it is working in a team. It's working towards deadlines. It's working to teach and like at least for content team, and it's work to create a deliverable. So that's something you can talk a lot about in an interview, and it'll look really good in an interview too.
I used every single interview I did. I used the exact same stories, and they were all just because of the CTF, just stuff that we've done working on this. Like, yeah, it's amazing.
But yeah, good event, guys. Really happy.
Yeah,
If
no,
I can,
yeah. Go
if I
ahead,
can
Todd.
chime in and harp on that a little bit. I think more than anything, aside from demonstrating your, professional skill set and your technical proficiency, it also demonstrates passion, guys. So like being involved with leadership for an event like this, for an employer, it's like that's our dream candidate. Like this is clearly somebody who cares. This is clearly someone who is, engaged to the subject matter outside of the classroom. Somebody who's going beyond, the bounds of their immediate sphere and now reaching out and, connecting with regional infosec at large. Like that passion is something that's really hard to capture, and this is a great vehicle to demonstrate it. And it's something that's really important for all the employers. I think I speak for all of them again when I say we want passionate people. So being an executive is a great way to showcase that.
Looks like people are already looking forward to signing up for their next CTF.
Yeah. That's just how it goes, right? You
Yeah.
you just keep going. Pico CTF?
Oh yeah, it's coming up soon, right?
How many people can you have on a team for Pico? I don't actually remember.
If anyone's listening and this was their first one, if you can just like react or something, just wave. I just want to get a sense of like how many people was this actually their truly first one.
Yeah, or if like anybody, you're welcome to unmute. I think you might have to
Yeah.
disconnect and then rejoin if you want to talk, or if you just want to type, that's okay too.
Also, is there anyone from I want an Apple Pencil in chat?
I think
To
they
say-
might have left.
Okay, okay.
Those guys are too good.
They're probably already starting their next CTF.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Third CTF in a
and,
week.
you
Oh
know,
my
and
god, slow down.
That brings me to something that I mentioned back at the beginning of the day yesterday for, you people that are newer. And I mean, even if you didn't, get a lot of questions solved today, or, you feel bad because there's teams doing a lot better than you, like CTFs, so much of them is literally just you have to have the knowledge of the areas, or you have to just know that this specific exploitation method exists, or you have to know for this specific thing. It doesn't mean that you're not intelligent, and it doesn't mean that you can't be good at it. You just need the experience. Like you'll see the exact same questions on basic like every CTF you participate in. And that's usually why teams win, because they've just done a lot of them and they're just very familiar, so they come across, this specific SQL thing, they've done it 50 times. They just immediately execute it. You only need to learn it once, and I mean, it's totally okay if you didn't do as well as you were hoping. That's fine.
Yeah.
We're gonna be
I
keeping
think-
the infrastructure up a little bit too.
I can kind of speak on that. This is my third one. Last year's the ISSessions one was my first one. I got almost all the network log ones last year, but it took me a collective almost the entire time to do them. This time I had all but that last one in probably about an hour, and that last one just eluded me. So it's like once you've picked it up, you kind of get into a rhythm on what to attack first and what checks to do before you move on to the next thing and dismiss a certain area of what to do.
Yeah, exactly. It's totally right.
And the thing with InfoSec is, it's a never-ending hole that you can fall into. And the problem is that you don't really know what it is that you don't know. Sounds like a weird way to say things, but you probably, while you were doing challenges, you probably have come across concepts that you haven't seen before, and you didn't know existed. So this is actually that exposure that you've gotten to say, hey, you know what? Maybe I can learn something more about this specific topic. So the next time you see it, you'll recognize it. And that's really the power of what it is that we're providing, and or the power just participating in CTFs. It's that exposure to what is actually out there. And I think it's a good, if you think about it, like within this 2 days that you've participated, the amount of exposure that you've gotten to new concepts, it's actually quite amazing in just a short time period. So there's that value as well.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
I just want to mention that we're going to be keeping all the challenges and the infrastructure up for the next week.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So feel free to write some write-ups on your favorite challenges.
Yeah, I made a write-up challenge or a category down below. If anybody wants to post stuff there, please feel free.
Yeah, we're also going to be releasing the challenge repository at some point. We just have to clean it up a little bit, and you'll have access to that.
You can see how ugly our backend code for all the web challenges was.
Hey, if you're good at CSS,
oh man,
what's that next year?
Yeah, we are. We're not the best software engineers, that's for sure.
Just wanted to remind also, I just sent out an announcement like an hour ago, over an hour ago, that we have 2 extra Try Hack Me 3-month memberships to give out. So we're going to be kind of having a little write-up challenge. So if you want to do a write-up of a challenge you found interesting, just email it to me or message me on Discord with it before next Sunday, and we'll look at them and decide who gets the membership codes.
Also worth mentioning that for anybody who's interested, to conduct the KPMG like workshop analysis, we're going to be releasing our analysis if you want to do it as a guided exercise tomorrow after our submission deadline. So the write-ups that we were hoping to receive are going to be due tomorrow, and then we'll be sharing our analysis as well. It's kind of at the same time as all these challenges go live as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'm curious if you guys will be releasing the infrastructure behind hosting all these challenges.
So our infrastructure that we used last year is actually up on the repository. It's our repository for our president that was in existence, Luai, 2 years ago. And last year what he did was actually built the infrastructure that we're using to this one. But the one that we're using for this one was actually expanded upon by Kyle.
Yeah.
So maybe Kyle, you might want to comment on that if
Yeah, the infrastructure is quite different. I just want to clean up like quite a bit of the code on it, and then once I feel comfortable with that, then I'm gonna release it. But like hopefully within the next month or so, that something like that could happen.
Awesome. Do you guys have a GitHub repo? I couldn't find an ISSessions one.
Yeah, we
I can
do.
send it to you. I can send you the link to
This
Luai.
this repo is not on the ISSessions one, like the challenge repo, if that's what you were curious about.
Yeah, we will be transferring it over to it
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. It's just not there right now if you're looking for that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yet.
Were
Yeah, no
you-
problem.
Were you also asking about the GitHub? Sorry, the infrastructure as well?
Yeah, that's what I'd be curious in. I'm starting to work on a bit of infrastructure myself, and I was just curious to see what other people are doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no problem. Actually, I think I have that on hand. I can post it.
Are you talking about the deck? What are you trying to find, Nash?
Luai's infrastructure. I sent it to somebody.
Oh,
recently.
okay. But yeah,
so
this year is quite a bit different. It's very different.
But if you're looking for like a starting point, that one, if you follow the one I'm going to give you, you should actually be good. It should be a very good starting point in terms of having everything up and running. This is what we actually used last year, so we didn't have any issues. Give me one moment.
What a time to be alive. Now we go back to school tomorrow.
Yeah, we have auditing. I have auditing meetings
Oh yeah,
tomorrow.
Good luck with that.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
do.
it feels so weird that this is finally over.
You think we can convince him to push it till Friday?
Do it.
Probably. He extended the assignment like 4 times. I bet if we told him about the CTF, he would.
I think
for
if
sure.
Pablo asks, he would.
But also we have
so much time.
I know it's been forever that we've been doing this.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I feel like we're done school. I feel like that's it. We finished.
Yeah. I'm mentally checked out for the rest of the semester. That's for sure.
I'm ready for co-op.
Yeah, I'm ready for co-op. I'm ready to not care about these classes right now.
Yeah.
It's all over.
Time to start preparing for next year's CTF.
Yeah, exactly.
We joke,
oh man,
we're actually not joking.
Oh god, yeah, like seriously, like I'm not joking when I say that Min, Kyle, and I started developing the CTF last April.
Yeah.
Like we're very close to April right now. Like this CTF is an extremely big undertaking. There's a lot of time that goes into it. There's a lot of challenges that have to be made. There's a lot of stuff you have to learn. You do not have to be an expert to start it, but you definitely will be by the time you're over.
Yeah. And again, the exec team from this year, we're third year students, so we're still around in fourth year. So there's that support as well. So it's not like
We are not leaving.
it's not like we're not around. So if you have questions, like if you are selected as an executive, or if that's something that's worrying you, if you're worried that you might not have support, that shouldn't be something that's holding you back.
Yep. And please don't count yourself out, and don't not apply because you think you're not qualified. Just apply, no matter what. No matter how you feel about where you're at right now.
Believe me, I didn't apply my first year, and I really regret it, and I wish I had. So don't hesitate.
Dude, I wish I applied when I heard about this program, like when I was in my other program, not even in ISS, like way back in 2017.
Anyway,
Actually, what does ISSession stand for?
Information Security Sessions.
Wow, I'm an idiot.
No, we get that. We get that a lot. It's also the joke around our school is that our program name is so long. I don't even know
like honors bachelors of applied information security
science.
systems. I don't know. It's too long. It's so silly.
Nick was saying that we're trying to change it. That he's trying to change it.
Please do. Please.
Writing that on a resume, it literally takes the whole line.
Yeah.
You guys have a bachelor's in cybersecurity, or like a cybersecurity actual program?
Honors bachelor's.
Yeah, it's a bachelor's. I know it's weird because it's a college, but it does actually, it's a full bachelor's. And honestly, in terms of the courses, the first 2 years are very similar to just a computer science degree. Then in third year and fourth year, you get to specialize a bit more into actual security stuff. We go over a lot of network and logging stuff. And then I think fourth year we start to do some more actual offensive security style content.
Seneca's the same way, where it's an actual 4-year honors bachelor's degree for the informatics and security degree program, even though it's a college. It's one of the I think it's 12 or 14 degrees that Seneca can offer, and it's the same thing. In your first and second year, you do networking and computer science fundamentals. Third year, you start getting into security, OffSec, pen testing, SIM, all that stuff. And then in fourth year, you start doing business courses. Same kind of deal.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Okay. What time does the Raptors game start?
7:30.
Where are we? When are we having the exec dinner party celebration?
Yeah.
With all
we
the
should
money.
try to do a bigger one. Yeah. Get that caviar and the.
Yeah, right.
You guys want sushi?
I'm down for whatever, man. Everything's good.
1 second.
Yeah, whose office is the one close in Toronto next to a sushi joint? We'll go there.
There's one near Trend.
Maybe. I know there's one near PWC.
Where's Mandiant's office, Kyle?
I don't know. I'm to be working from home, so I
know you're remote, but interesting.
There's a bunch of good food right next down the street from where Deloitte and KPMG are. We're neighbors.
Which street are you guys on? Is it, you're not on Yonge, is it? Or
no, it's Bay Street. I think
Bay Street.
Pretty sure.
Either Bay, King, or Yonge Street.
KPMG and Deloitte are both in the Bay Adelaide Center, so yeah, it's Bay Street, yeah.
So is I think Bell as well, or BMO, one of the others also on there.
It's probably BMO. It's right in the middle of financial district.
Yeah.
I used to work at First Canadian Place.
Oh yeah, there's Blue Eyes Infrastructure.
Oh yeah, Chickpea, nice.
Chickpea.
Kyle did make I think a lot of changes to it, but yeah, that's the one that we made that Luai made for last year.
Yeah. This is what we built off of, and but this should actually work.
AWS? Oh wait, Is there? It should be all on Google Cloud.
Oh
Yeah, I
no,
thought it was
that's
GCP.
Okay, sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
happy.
I think he meant awesome.
I saw a nice network diagram, and I always assume that cloud is just AWS, and I got
Oh.
really happy.
Oh no, it's all Google Cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not happy.
I know.
I'm sure there's an AWS equivalent that you can adapt.
Yeah.
It's all pretty much the same thing.
Like we have this year we added Terraform to it. So Terraform, and like we tried to be like more platform agnostic by like transferring everything over to Kubernetes. So hopefully in the future we're gonna make it so that we'll have like separate Terraform scripts to launch on GCP, AWS, and Azure.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I'm currently working on an implementation to get like K3s running on AWS through Terraform. But the
Mhm.
issue is that I don't like Docker containers, and I would love to run things in a more secure containerized environment.
Okay.
But yeah, you can't really get VMs running on EC2 instances without buying bare metal machines, which cost a lot of money.
Yeah. I found the Kubernetes was like it's very helpful.
Oh yeah, no,
Um,
Kate's is great.
Yeah.
Except I don't think a single human in the world understands how it works actually.
It's very complicated, that's for sure.
Okay, and I think if there's no more questions or anything like that, I just want to give one last thank you to everyone who participated. And that's basically it. Have a good night, everybody, and
See you
I'll
guys
see you in the
next
next
year.
sessions.
Congrats,
Yeah.
everybody.
Well,
Great job.
Oh,
Yeah,
not
thanks
a
for coming
year,
out, guys.
next sessions.
you're right. The next
There we go.
CTF. The next CTF.
Thank you so much for
2023.
participating, guys.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Take it easy.
Great job,
Yeah,
Have a good
everybody.
night,
Thanks,
everybody.
everybody. Have a good night.
have a good night, everyone.
Take
Take
care,
care.
y'all.
Take care.
Now, with that being said, I'm gonna head straight for some Advil. Peace.
Oh yeah, I need to go eat, man.
Yeah.